Behind the Counter is sponsored by
GoDaddy.com. Sign up for a new account and get your domain name for only $2.49 by using promo code Queens at checkout.
Hello and welcome once again to a new episode of Behind the Counter. We're back after a long hiatus, and you better recognize I'm your host, Rich Stamberlin, and with me as always is a man who just wants his son back, Jonathan Adler.
Can you tell me where my son is? I need to find my son.
I was trying to tie that into your Mel Gibson.
Thank you. I was thinking of Sons of Anarchy. I was thinking of like more...
Give me back my son!
Give me back my son.
We can't talk about Sons of Anarchy. Just stay.
Too bad. All my material tape is written about.
I heard it was awesome.
Very good.
I'm like 3 or 4 episodes
Very
behind.
good.
The last one I saw was when RoboCop basically left. It was like,
I'm not doing this anymore. So you have like 3 episodes to catch up with.
Yeah. Like, you're on your own, jerks.
Oh, God. He's a weird dude, man.
And he banged that hooker.
Kill that music, man.
He in real life he's a weird guy.
Cut my
too.
music.
I knew somebody who had him as a teacher in somewhere because he's like
Really?
he's an art professor. And this is like kind of after like the act because he dropped the acting and then became like a professor and then went back to the acting. But apparently he was just not, I don't want to say bitter, but like he knew that, I'm RoboCop and I'm talking to like a bunch of 21-year-old dudes now. So he would show up and be like, get it out of your system.
Your move group.
Yeah, like whatever you want to know. This is the only time we're gonna do this. And then he would sit there, and people would be like, "When you were in RoboCop 1, what was this?
Did you think RoboCop 3 was a good idea?
No.
How about the jetpacks in RoboCop 3?
Oh, God.
2 hearts?
Everything about 2 and 3. 2 is no, it's not. It's manageable.
Yeah.
Two wasn't bad. With Nuke,
2 sucked.
2 is a bad movie.
with the kid, the 2 was gruesome.
They're all gruesome, but but 2 was a crappy movie. But I'll give it some because of weird points.
Because it was written by Frank Miller, and you love Frank Miller.
I love Frank Miller.
I did
The
like
third one's
2.
unwatchable.
Yeah,
Oh god.
He wrote that one also, didn't he?
I don't think so. I think he co-produced it. I don't think he.
Well, there was a
better.
problem with the third one that I think they sold the rights and it became like
Snowball
it became like Disneyfied because it became like a total.
It was no. Peter Weller wasn't in the third one.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't in the third
No,
one?
he was. It was a different guy.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's why it was so awful.
No, that wasn't the reason why it's so awful.
Well, you really think the second one? You think the second one was really bad?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
How about you?
I don't like the second movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I should rewatch it.
It's not a good movie. Like the thing with the kid and stupid Nuke.
You know how I remember? I remember it made me feel really uncomfortable watching it.
I think that RoboCop was supposed to do that.
Like the first one didn't do that for me. The first one was like, oh my god, this guy is really cool.
Was the last
second one
was the last time you saw RoboCop? The first one.
The first one, I recently saw it a couple years ago. It was great.
It holds up.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's a near perfect action movie.
I watch that movie once a week. All right,
Yeah.
Frank Miller wrote RoboCop 3
course he
with
did.
Fred Decker. The thing,
Because all the RoboCop comics that he writes now, he has a jetpack and a minigun on his arm.
Jesus, so ridiculous.
How is the RoboCop comic now?
Awful.
Awful.
It's always been awful.
The thing I liked
Never
about a RoboCop 2, that how they made him more PC in it. That was like my favorite part of the movie, where he couldn't.
I didn't like that.
He couldn't be like the brutal
Yeah.
cop, and then
Yeah,
they took it out at the end. He just blew everybody's face off.
I didn't like the fact that the movie sucked. But there was like one like glaring thing I really didn't like about didn't they make him more gasoline-y colored in that movie too?
Yeah, he had
They
like
had-
a weird shine on.
Yeah, he wasn't like as blue as he was in the first one.
He was very blue in the first.
Yeah, he's very blue.
I like
So-
it.
So good.
What's going on with the new one?
Oh, Mindcat's coming out.
I think they stopped your kitchen is like an alley right now. There's like all kinds of animals in there.
I'm getting a nosebleed by just looking at this cat.
RoboCop,
sad.
the new RoboCop movie. I think they're not putting it out because he has a flesh hand.
Oh, he does have a
so
flesh
dumb.
It's
hand.
really weird.
They're making a big thing about the flesh hand too, like
Good.
the big plot point of the story.
It's
That he
so
has a
stupid.
flesh hand?
Yeah, it's coming out. It's like coming out soon.
So stupid.
Yeah, 2014.
How
How many outfits does he have?
like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I like the outfit. I think it looks cool.
How do they put
I don't
outfits
like
on him
it.
if he has like no body?
But they just keep on swapping out like his mouth and his human.
What
hand.
did they take out its head and they put on another
I don't
body?
Like the plates, you know.
All I know is Michael Keaton is in the movie, and he's pretty awesome. Gary Oldman's in the movie. He's pretty awesome.
Great cast.
It's a really awesome cast. From what I hear, it's just a bad story, like overall.
It
The
has
script is
to
supposed
be.
to be-
I'm hoping he shoots like RoboCop like this.
They show the original. They
I like
make,
that. Yeah.
he does have like the original costume at one point in the movie, and they say it's too old and too dumb looking.
It's ridiculous.
They shit on the movie that they're remaking.
Right. Like, it's so
This is a
ridiculous.
ridiculous concept.
I get making him all streamlined and futuristic. But, you can't be RoboCop, man.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Like if they've developed a cop to fight crime now, he would look like RoboCop.
like the RoboCop.
Like
that,
right now, he would
Yeah.
look like RoboCop.
Yeah.
oh my
absolutely.
god, I'm looking at it right now.
What the black costume?
Let me see if I can.
Cyclops.
No, the shiny one.
From
RoboCop 2?
one.
No, RoboCop, the new one.
Two?
Oh,
The
okay.
old costume. It looks awful.
It's strange. They should have had. If I was gonna pick a director for that movie,
Oh.
I would have made it to Blomkamp, who did Elysium.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would find someone that has a good amount of like sci-fi, knowledge to like really delve into the story.
Right.
But like the line was that I read from the script, they make like an action figure of like old school RoboCop.
Okay.
And one of the executives goes, "I wouldn't buy that for $1."
Stupid.
RoboCop definitely needed to be remade.
It's hard not to be snarky with the RoboCop. Hey.
Why can't
Here,
they just
look at this.
Yeah, I know.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm fat.
No thanks.
You know what? I don't mind it so much. I'm a sucker for
It looks like he went to Jamaica towing and just got like random car parts.
I like that. That's a good joke. Andrew's
keeps
not
on
afraid
happening
of
back
any
over
ghosts today.
Andrew's what?
I said Andrew's not afraid of any ghosts today.
I'm not.
ain't afraid of that.
Welcome back, everybody. We haven't been on for about a month. A lot of things happening. But we're back now, and we're better.
He's married.
We're better than ever. I'm married.
You want a honeymoon?
To me.
To
We all got married. We all
To
got.
each other.
show your ring off, Andrew.
Oh, here we go.
It happened.
I don't wear mine.
It was a 3-way marriage. We had
We're trying to get property together.
and health insurance.
Health insurance.
But we're back, and we haven't done the show for I think maybe like 4 weeks, close to a month.
I want to say it's a little bit longer than that. I think it's about a week, month and a half, a week and a half, a week and a half going on.
Were you doing the show without me, just
I was
with the
doing the
lights
show.
off?
Every time that you were gone, I really want to do hot talk, and this guy always bails on me.
Yeah,
Every time.
he gets nervous around you.
I do.
I want to do hot talk one day.
I have to be the the peanut butter between the two slices.
That's why
of
he won't
bread.
have me in there. He doesn't want me near that table.
John kissed me at your wedding. Give me a nice kiss.
You know
I
what?
kissed everybody at the wedding.
I know, me too.
I
got very lovey.
I had like a rash the next day because
Oh,
of
you were telling me that.
all the dude kisses I was
Yeah.
getting, which is fine, like
A lot of dude kisses at your wedding.
A lot of dude kisses at the wedding, which is great, and plus like I'm taller than everybody, so
Yeah.
like
You got who made it rain
all
on you
landed
guys?
here. That was like one of Vicky's relatives.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
The
it's
DJ?
a
Random.
weird relationship.
Random.
It's not
Relative.
yeah, well, that's like an old school Greek
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Where
We had it at our wedding,
but
too.
I'm glad you caught that on video because it's hysterical.
It is
Like
hysterical.
the
Yeah, it was awesome.
dollar dance.
That was awesome. The whole wedding was awesome. We all
Thank
got loaded, completely trashed.
I got into a fight with
He never does that to you.
You know, I got into a fight with
He
the.
knows that. He knows what he can't have it.
I got into a fight at your wedding.
Can't have it.
With who?
The bartender,
Why?
total asshole.
Yeah, they were assholes. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the staff were very assholes.
So
very assholes.
I went to go to the bathroom and then I pushed the wrong door,
Okay.
like by his bar, and a cup fell. And he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The guy. And then I was drunk. I'm like, "You want to do this?"
Jesus.
I went crazy. And just like, "What are you doing? You're gonna fight at Rich's wedding."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
The place was pretty big, so you
It- it-
probably would have gotten.
nobody would have known.
Nobody would have noticed.
No.
Like, what's that? What's that flailing? Yeah, it was
A lot
fun.
of dancing.
It was a good time. A lot of dancing.
Lot of dancing.
I managed to like maintain the whole night. I didn't get like too loopy. It was good, I didn't want to get like
Blackout drunk.
wheeled out of my wedding. Like, this is so great.
It was fun, man. We had a really good time.
I'm glad everybody had fun. Everybody.
Our table's the best.
Table 5.
Table 5 was killing it.
We did this. I think we did a pretty good job with the seating arrangements.
Yeah.
There
Table
was-
5 with a certain degree of the Cristasomos and Frankie was migrating to our table.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like a lot of kind of like shifting
Yeah.
about, like we tried to put the couples together. Anyway, let's talk about comics.
Let's do it.
I could talk about the wedding for the next hour,
You can do it.
but
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all right. I'm sure the crowd.
We are.
doesn't
That is
care.
pop culture. You are a pop culture icon.
Oh, if anybody wants to go to San Diego Comic-Con next year, like just as like kind of like a precaution, we could fill out press passes for the network, just in case anybody wants to go. We don't have to go, but if you want to,
where are we going?
San Diego
Comic-Con.
Oh,
the press passes are still like
we're free
available.
We get for free.
no, we should get them.
And then
Right.
but
we'd
Not
have
go.
to we'd have to go to San Diego.
yeah.
Oh, we have to go.
Yeah, why else would we get San Diego
Are you guys
passes?
asking me to send you guys?
No, where did
Oh.
you disappear in the last 2 minutes?
I'll ask. I'll
I'm
ask
reading
that.
about RoboCop.
I'll ask.
When
him.
is it? When is San Diego?
Next week?
July. It's July or
Is
August.
it?
Yeah. But like the press pass is still available. Like if you want to sign anybody
Oh,
up
we
from
should
the
get the press
network,
passes.
you
then.
know,
Yeah.
or whatever. You really don't have to do anything because the press pass sign up thing is just like we have to show them that we have a show about comic books.
Can you?
I'll forward it to you.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say can you forge my signature?
Yeah. Can you like fill me up?
AZ.
Fill me up. Ooh, fill me up.
Do you sign everything AZ or not?
No, I have a crazy signature. It's like
Ooh, fill me up.
incoherent.
It looks like it says Andrew Zorkian.
It's just an A with scribble.
I do
That's all
I
it
do the
is.
R with the scribble.
Yeah.
It's easy. Or an X. Sometimes I'll do an old school X at like a restaurant.
I got it.
Comics, man. We have like a
I
month
don't
to
even know
catch
where
up on.
I don't know where to even start.
I know. Well, Infinity wrapped up.
Infinity
it was
wrapped
good.
up.
I read half of Inhumanity today.
The first issue's awesome.
Yeah, I got through like a chunk of it.
So let's go a little bit like let's kind of scale back, and I guess Infinity was the only thing that was really in terms of
major,
like the Walking Dead stuff, the weekly. Did you catch up with the Walking Dead TV show?
The show? No, I didn't.
The last 3 episodes were awesome.
That's what I hear. I left it the week before the reveal came out that who's burning the bodies.
Ooh,
That was
that's
like a
while
good 6
back.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a while back. The last two. No, the before the last episode, the last penultimate episodes were just standalone like short stories
Mhm.
that were awesome, and then the finale was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
I have my gripes about, but it seems like they're in the right direction.
So
They're going close to the comic book.
So the season finale finished. That came and went, and so did the Sons of Anarchy season finale. All right,
Yeah.
that's cool. I got a lot of TV to catch up on.
Yeah, I'm downloading The Americans.
Here it's very good.
They film them here,
Yeah,
like down the block,
I thought you meant like here.
here,
like
right,
in this house.
right
yeah.
here.
The studio turns into a soundstage.
Yeah. So comics. What else? Infinity. So Infinity wrapped up. I was doing an interview about Infinity. So Infinity, it was in a very unusual. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Very unusual, like multi-tiered, a lot of moving parts, crossover with Marvel. A lot of cosmic stuff. We got pretty much the fallout of the whole thing, like the big plot points. We've got the builders being brought down. The Kree universe, the Kree empire being reestablished as being awesome.
Right.
The Shi'ar being awesome.
We're awesome again.
Yeah, all the space stuff, awesome again. Then we've got Black Bolt going into hiding and launching a Inhuman bomb,
which I really enjoy. I like that whole thing. What's up with you today? I really like the whole thing with Maximus and Black Bolt, where he's just like, "Oh, you're not gonna do this. Oh, you're gonna do this. Oh, you're gonna blow it up. You're gonna blow everything up.
You're gonna bring
and not
down
just this."
So like the what's their city called? Attilan?
Adelon. I always said Adelon.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that. It sounds better. So Adelon, Attilan. Adelon, the Inhuman city drops to the earth. Blah blah. This happens. Black Bolt fakes his death.
Right.
But the whole thing is now there's all these people because apparently there was lost tribes of Inhumans that went out bred with humans, and now that this Terrigen Mist bomb went off on Earth, there's all these people who are awakening that didn't know they were Inhumans.
Right.
From what I read, why they did this was because they have no hope in them ever regaining the X-Men franchise for films, and this will be their answer to mutants.
Really?
Yeah, which is actually pretty friggin' brilliant.
That is pretty brilliant, but I don't know, man. It's a tough sell. Where'd you read this?
There was some speculation. They were saying that it was like one of the movie companies were talking about it.
Okay, all right. I agree with that.
I think it's a really it's got some merit to it. I also heard that Thanos wasn't supposed to be part of this at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it
interesting.
felt kind of like in the background for the most part.
Yeah, I liked the whole thing about him being just frozen forever.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and like at the end of the day, it's not one of my favorite Marvel crossovers, but it was one of the awesomest ones to happen. Like nothing major happened, but apart from the the Inhuman stuff, which I feel like is gonna get, knowing Marvel, I feel like it's gonna get wrapped up sooner rather than later.
Oh, I don't think so. Well, in terms of just them kind of dropping this and
because like every time they do Inhuman stuff, like they're around for 6 months and then like they'll wait another 4 years and they're like you forgot about these guys.
Yeah,
you know, and it's tough, man, because like they're
throwing a lot into this though.
All right, okay. I'll put it to you this way: the Inhumans are the GoBots of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I know, like, dude, but there's like,
you know what I mean? Like, you have your Avengers and X-Men, and they're the Transformers, and as awesome as the Inhumans are, they're the GoBots. They're basically like the new gods, kind of.
They are I'll take that over the GoBots because they're not so much knock off somebody else. The idea of them being the new guys. The new guys were always tough to fit into the DC universe.
Right.
Very fickle about it. And humans are in my opinion, I think you share it as well, is they can't support a book by themselves. Yeah. They're like a Moon Knight. Great character, awesome character, can't support a book by himself.
Unless, because they're the key with the Inhumans. The cool thing is that they need to interact. You know, same thing with Namor. Namor suffers through the same thing.
There's no rogues gallery, which is always a defeating purpose for like a lot of these characters. You didn't finish Inhumanity, right?
No.
So like there's like a 3-month gap now between the first issue and the second issue. And they're supposed to do all these one shots, like Inhumans, Medusa and all that stuff. So they're just making those the number 2, number 3, whatever.
Yeah.
But the first issue is awesome. What it seems like they're doing is they're kind of destroying the not so much the mythology. They're doing something to eliminate the big guys as being like Karnak and all those guys. They're taking them off the board.
Okay.
And they're going to try and establish, I guess Medusa as the center character and going from there.
And Black Bolt's still in hiding.
And that'll be his big return.
Where's Triton? Because Triton didn't show up in...
You'll see in the first issue. Okay. They mentioned that like almost everyone's missing. Like Karnak, what's his name? Who are the guys? There's
Triton, Karnak, and Gorgon.
Like Gorgon, they say is missing. Lockjaw's with Black Bolt. But it could... I think that they're on the right track. I think... As an undercurrent storyline, because it seems like almost all the books are going to have an Inhumans tie-in somehow.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I think it's be interesting. I think Max Fraction's going to do a really good book, with it. The long-term effects is always difficult. I like Black Bolt as a supporting character, like in the Illuminati stuff.
Right, yeah. I'll agree with that. He's awesome in crossovers, because you always get those awesome moments with him yelling at somebody and destroying them. And Maximus, too. You get like the package of him and Maximus, and also like after the...
well, he's having a rebirth.
Yeah, and after like a lot of the storyline stuff, you'll get like cool Medusa stuff, and then after you have him having the wives.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of cool stuff that happened with that mythology over the last year.
Yet for some reason, not enough to support. Like it's a weird thing with the Inhumans because like again, like if you're gonna relate it to comics, I feel like the Inhumans are almost like the Legion of Superheroes, where they exist and they're cool, and
you don't know why.
You don't know why, and there's diehard fans, but you also know they're never going to be your Superman or your Batman.
Well, I mean, a big part, aside from the Rogue Gallery, aside from like all that stuff, they're completely unrelatable. It's a royal family. It's a very it should be handled like you would handle a fantasy book for the most part. That's why I think they're trying to scale back and make it more street level, and like the mutant thing where they can. Because Inhumans were always like, when you thought of Inhumans, you only knew the royal family. Right. Like, there's not, like, Black Bolt, you have a main character that doesn't talk. Everyone thinks that Medusa's a bitch. No one wants to hear her. Right. I love Karnak and Gorgon. Yeah. I like all the characters, but I know that I would get sick of this over 3 years. And
and you've Crystal and Lockjaw, and that's it, know. But Lockjaw, like, gets away because he's a dog,
he's awesome. But Quicksilver would probably get thrown into the mix again.
See, that was like because that was like when all that Quicksilver stuff with Crystal and like the Terrigen
the Son
crystals
of M
happened.
Stuff?
Yeah, like
that was great.
That was like, to me, that was Inhumans like part 2 because they had the Jay Lee miniseries, and then a few years later that was like the Quicksilver, like the big thing with Quicksilver, and about how like he was bringing back the mutants with like the Terrigen crystals, and he was wearing the Terrigen crystals,
and he was mutating himself,
right? And then. Now this is like version 3. I like the idea of, on paper, it's interesting how, how do we put mutants in a movie? Let's make an Inhumans movie. Do you think an Inhumans movie would fly? No?
No, I think it would work in terms of like, if they did an Avengers movie with Inhumans being, or they do the Fantastic Four movie, and they have it like, as the guys they face or something like that. Okay. They need like, that's why I think the idea of there being these like hidden humans and people being awakening like mutants works a little bit better because you can make it a theme as opposed to this just like worrying about Black Bolt sitting on a throne, because that's
that's it. Yeah.
You fall into tropes with them, and it's I understand the weaknesses and I embrace them. I know what I don't think every character deserves a book.
Okay.
No, I think that's what team books are for. Like I would love to see like Medusa is blessed with being on like Fantastic Four.
Right.
Black Bolt, thank God he's on New Avengers.
Right, he could show up.
Yeah, like that's like, having him interact with the big guys behind everything. But, throw Gorgon on like New Warriors or something like that.
Hey.
Like something like that. Like have them play with other characters. I think that's a way to utilize a lot of these weirdo X-Men characters too.
Right, and I agree with that completely. It's just such an odd thing about things. They don't have, the thing with the Inhumans is they don't have that focal point that sets them apart. Where like with, let's say, take Thor as a perfect example, where you have one of the major characters in the Marvel Universe and in a movie franchise, but there's a million ass Guardians. You could equate Gargan, Triton, and Karnak to the Warriors 3. They wouldn't be able to support their own book, but you know who they are and they're cool.
Yeah.
Right? And they're also part of like that lineage of Asgardian royalty.
Yeah.
And you have, but you don't have that kind of connection. It's Black Bolt. Like you said, it's a guy sitting on a throne. Like, would you read an Odin book? Like, you'd be interested, but,
If it was a young Odin book, like an origin type of thing, it's a main series. But monthly, absolutely not.
Because it's him sitting on a throne.
Yeah. I mean, like, there are limitations. I mean, and that's just the type of character they are. Like, there's some characters that you can try new stuff with. Like, would I read a Mephisto book? Sure. If you do the right things with it.
Right.
But like, I would just first get into, because like I was thinking of like another guy who sat on the throne a lot, like because Mephisto just usually just shows up and
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. Well, Doctor Doom does stuff.
Yeah. But I feel like a Doom monthly would just
Doom 2099 was amazing.
That doesn't count because it's not like in canon Doom.
But it's Doom.
I know.
It's Doom. It's Doom doing Doom stuff without the Fantastic Four.
But you were like a Doom miniseries worked, but a Doom monthly,
no,
just you can't do it. You can't do it. Well, number one, you can't really do it for bad guys.
No, I think there's a few exceptions, like a Thunderbolt situation, or like Superior Foes of Spider-Man type of thing, where you have like them being villains and being bad at their jobs. But yeah, like those bigger than life characters, you like Silver Surfer is an interesting example because he's a character who's completely unrelatable, but you can do a lot of cool stuff with him. You put him on different planets, trap him on Earth. The guy's getting a monthly from Dan Slott and Michael Allred, so
which also never works for some reason.
I know, like I know that book is gonna fail.
Yeah,
I know that book is gonna completely.
There's
fail.
something. Throw him into that pile of. There's just Moon Knight, same thing. There's just something weird about those characters.
Surfer lasted for a long period of time. His old stuff is classic and is really sought out by collectors and really cool stuff. And then like the Ron Lim stuff, like during the Infinity War, is amazing.
Yeah, I think I think a big thing with this is that when you, for some reason, when you grow up and you're a kid, you automatically know the origins of everybody. But when you try to explain something like that to somebody who's a little bit older, like, why should I get into this? And you're like, all right, Spider-Man, he got bit by a spider, cool. Incredible Hulk, he got blown up by a bomb, awesome. Captain America, he's frozen, blah blah blah. Super Soldier Serum, Black Bolt. They're like, well, what does he do? He can yell real hard. He doesn't talk.
He's an alien, kind of.
But not really. What about Karnak? It's like he can find the weak point in anything and break it. Cool. Gorgon, he's like, what is Gorgon? He just stomped his feet a bunch.
And he mutated again. They made him into like more of a bull.
And Medusa, like she's got hair that's never-ending hair.
They're tough. They're a tough group to play with.
It is. It's a very tough like thing, and like a lot of like when you're under the banner of the X-Men, it's so much easier to be like, oh, and this guy does this, and this guy does this, and they're a family, and blah blah blah. Wolverine's there.
I think the reason why the Inhumans, like I love them, and I think there's a great amount of layers to them and why they're so awesome. But I think the reason, if Black Bolt didn't look the way that he did, I think that the team you've never seen these guys again. I think he's so visually striking.
He's very striking.
That you just like, oh, what's the deal with this dude? Every iteration, every change they made with the dude. You remember when they did the Ultimate Fantastic Four with Jay Lee drew? He redesigned all the Inhumans.
Yes,
and like they did Black Bolt, and he was just like he had like the like a white top, like a like white bald head with like makeup, and like all black on like the bottom. Yeah. He looked awesome. Earth X, Alex Ross version.
Oh my god,
amazing.
Yeah, with the mouthpiece.
Yeah, like he is the reason why you keep on coming to it. You can pick up some niceties along the way, but I mean, that's
subconsciously, because it's like they're all Kirby guys. Any Kirby design, but the same. The same thing, man. New Gods.
Yeah,
like those Kirby design characters. Some of them are just like kind of hard to place. Surfer.
There's a lot. The thing about the new Surfer is amazing looking.
Yeah,
New Gods are. There's some really. I mean, you love Orion.
Right.
You love Darkseid. But then you get to like the rest of them, like Mr. Miracle, Big Barda. The rest of them are all guys with like weird hair.
D-Sad.
It's a bunch of guys with like lion hair. Like some type of like headpiece, like Prophet, and then just like hair, or an old guy, like Granny Goodness.
What's the Metron's awesome. Who was the
Metron is awesome.
Allfather? What's his name?
High Father.
All God.
High Father. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God. And the son, the Ray.
The Ray.
No, I'm wrong. Sorry.
There's a
Light Ray.
Yeah, he's like the Jesus guy.
Yeah.
And then there's that bug-looking dude, that red bug.
Yeah, it's terrible. I forget. Sometimes, like when you get older, you forget so much stuff that like you never thought.
I'm rusty. I think I'm rusty too from being off the air and not having to think about comics too much. Yeah. I just got Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
That's the best superhero game I've ever played.
Is it really?
It's perfect.
Uh-huh.
It's all it is Galactus shows up. He sends Silver Surfer off to get to go scout out the planet. He gets shot down and blown to pieces. Doctor Doom recovers the body, and he teams up with Loki. And they do like the famous Doctor Doom Loki Namor story.
That's awesome.
And then they incorporate like everybody. I just unlocked Barry Bill, Winter Soldier, Sandman, Doctor Octopus, Dark Phoenix. There's hundreds of guys.
So you could play as everybody.
Everybody in open world New York City.
That's ridiculous. Like a Lego New York City.
Lego, Grand Theft Auto accurate, like New York City. Fly around. Everyone has special powers. It's so much fun.
Did you get an Xbox One or a PS4?
I wish.
Yeah,
man, I wish. I'm gonna wait. I'm definitely gonna wait.
I'm waiting on it too. I saw a graphic because we talk about video games on the show too. We both like the game. I'm so behind now. It's like now's the time to catch up. I still got to beat GTA. I am sitting on Tomb Raider also.
You gotta go. Oh, that's awesome. You gotta go into the online stuff too with GTA.
With GTA, yeah,
it's so good.
I saw a side by side comparison of
PS4 and Xbox.
Well, with PS3 and like the same title on PS3, same title on PS4, and it's so night and day, man.
Really?
Like I fell into like the trap like I always do when a new system comes out, or like I remember when like PS2 came out and I was like, yo, nothing's gonna beat these PS1 graphics, and you're like, oh my god. PS3 came out, same thing. Like, yo, nothing's PS2's the top, and then you're like, this makes PS2 look like garbage.
Well, they were complaining about that there wasn't that much of a difference now, so I guess that's definitely not true.
When you look, I think IGN has it. When you look at the side by side like videos and just like the stills for some of the games, it's like it's very evident. Like Call of Duty Ghosts. Like some of those cutscenes are different. Like,
Did you? What do you think you're lying at? What do you think you're gonna end up getting?
I think I'm gonna. I know I'm gonna get both at some point. Eventually,
what's the initial?
PS4.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I feel like I haven't heard really good things about the Xbox One yet.
I think a lot from what I see from people I talk to and like friends that are gamers and stuff like that, that they're going for the Xbox because they're so like jacked into Xbox Live that they can't like fathom, not interacting with that, reenacting with all their friends and like they all play Call of Duty together, the crew. I can care less. Like PS4 looks nicer. I like the features. It feels nicer. I like the control, man.
Yeah, control looks dope. I'm gonna definitely pick up a PS4. Last I checked, they're going online for like $1,200.
Yeah,
and which means basically like the day after Christmas, like Best Buy is gonna say like, oh, by the way, we got them. Sorry, like they do all the time. I still don't know why they're making Wii U's.
I don't know.
And it's just like every person I know who's got that system completely takes a dump on it.
I watched the VGX Awards on Spike the other day.
Yeah, and
they unveiled a bunch of stuff. The action game of the year was, or adventure game of the year was Assassin's Creed 4.
I hear it's very good.
I can't believe it. Well, there was the guys who developed it. They said like, do you want another Assassin's Creed or you just want to see us do a pirate game? Because we supposedly did a really awesome pirate game.
Yeah.
But they I got really excited because Telltale, the guys who did the Walking Dead stuff,
Yeah.
the Game of Thrones game.
Really? That's gonna be cool. I think they announced Fallout 4 yesterday too.
No Fallout 4.
Yeah, rumors are true.
No.
Fallout 4 in Massachusetts.
No.
Look it up. Look it up. Do it. Use that super space phone.
I'll lose my mind.
It's a championship. It's a title belt. If you had to book DC versus Marvel
Oh no.
with Image being ECW, how would you do it?
Listen, first of all, all right. What would I have? I would never do it. I think it's just a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Because we saw the worst of it. We really did see the worst of it.
What, in JLA Avengers?
No, I mean that's the best of it. That was like properly utilizing like the best guys.
Or the amalgam.
The amalgam's the best thing that came out of DC versus Marvel. I'll never forgive them for Logan versus Lobo.
Yeah. Yeah.
The behind the bar with Logan cover up ahead. New costume for that guy, which we both saw for Wolverine.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Really cool looking stuff. I finally got to watch it's cool. Yeah. I finally got to watch the Wolverine and I really enjoyed it.
You really enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really, really liked it. I thought it was because I had no expectations because the first one was so terrible. I got a great copy of the Wolverine and we watched it the other day and I fell in love with it. It was awesome. I totally suspended disbelief. There was a lot of parts that were like really dopey, but
my problem with the Wolverine movies is they make him so emo. The guy is just like perpetually sad and just like complaining. He's like a hangdog. He's like, I guess I gotta go do this thing now.
But he is hangdog in the comics for the most part.
But he's a little bit more like gruff, and he's definitely not the unless he's like fighting, like his interaction or anything. He is definitely like more of a pushover than anything. He's not so much, the bad dude.
Yeah, I like that he cursed in the movie.
Yeah. What did he do the curse for?
He cursed a bunch of times, but I think the last time was he dropped the F-bomb when he told one of the dudes to get the F out of his way, I think.
Right.
No. He was like, if you think you can stop me, you can go F yourself. I was like, awesome. Like Wolverine's
Go
cursing.
on, Wolverine.
But it was cool. I liked it.
I like the Viper. I like
Viper was cool. Yukio was awesome.
She was awesome. She was the best thing about the movie.
The dude who played Silver Samurai was awesome.
Who did the do's?
I like where they went with that.
With the
how it was just like a big robot suit, which is kind of cool
stuff.
Because you knew that was gonna happen. That's what they do. Like I feel like you gotta you have to get that toy for the kid. You know what I mean? Like you need that action figure. Yeah. Like in Iron Man 2, besides the fact that the whole franchise is based on like action figures, like the greatest looking action figure of all time. Iron Man 2, you had
guy in baggy pants and
Whiplash.
Yeah.
And at the end, he was in that awesome suit of armor.
Yeah.
So it sells the toy. What do you think is gonna happen with X-Men 4?
It's gonna be a bad movie. They already said they're signed on for X-Men Apocalypse.
Right.
So I think they're just gonna do Age of Apocalypse for the next one. I think time's gonna get screwed up. They're gonna do Age of Apocalypse for next one, and then with like a weirdo, that crap, and then leads into whatever.
Another Wolverine movie.
Another Wolverine movie. There'll always be a Wolverine movie.
It could be because he can just keep getting older and he'll be fine.
I still haven't seen Thor 2.
Same here.
But I did see the ending of it. The after credits thing.
Does he fly around the earth and wave?
No. A white gloved gentleman comes in with a silver plate and an envelope. You want to know what it is?
No. I don't. Is it like?
I don't think that's why I watch it. Where it's just like it's nothing big.
All right, go ahead.
They show the collector, like whatever the MacGuffin is in this movie.
Yeah,
it turns out it's an Infinity Gem at the very end.
Okay,
and the collector is purchasing it from like Volstagg and Sif, and it's Benicio del Toro. And, and he's ridiculous. I love it. He's like, one of these guys. Like he's like a white haired prince.
One of these guys.
Yeah, one of these guys. He jerks like crazy. So I watched that part.
It's back.
We were jerking at your wedding.
That's all that.
What else? Well, next up is what's the next Avengers movie that they're coming out with?
Captain America, right?
Yeah, I think it's around. I think that's in next year, and then supposedly Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Avengers.
Talk to me about this. I really enjoyed that Spider-Man 2 trailer. Also, pretty much dumped on by a lot of people.
I don't understand people anymore, man.
Right? Like, I'm not the only one here because, like, I remember watching it and
I thought it was Awesome.
That was like the one thing where like I kind of broke the is we went on like that little mini trip to the Dominican Republic, and I broke radio silence to check out the to just like hook into the Wi-Fi, because I saw like it was like some alert where it was like
Spider-Man 2 trailer.
New Spider-Man 2 trailer, and I remember just like waking up and being like, all right, like watching it, and I was like, oh, this is so great. I really enjoyed it. And then when I got back, I was like going online, and like I would say like a good 80% of people were just like, this is stupid. What are you doing? Why does it look like a cartoon? This is not my Spider-Man, but it is your Spider-Man.
I think a lot of these guys are hardwired to shit on Spider-Man now because the other ones are so bad. And also they think that more than one villain is a death knell.
Right.
For a story, because their holy venom was ruined by Sandman encroaching on his territory in Spider-Man 3.
I think the villain thing. I'll agree with that. I think the villain thing started with the Batman movies.
Yeah, that was the beginning of
like the original 4 Batman movies, where it was like, oh, too many villains in this movie. Like what? Like the last one with Clooney, I think had Bane, Poison Ivy, and Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
right.
And the other one had Two-Face and Riddler and Poison Ivy.
A Two-Face that didn't talk.
Yeah, it was awful. He was a weird Two-Face.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
If he talked, man, like you get a little we're gonna get sidetracked, but the thing about that movie that really pisses, I thought Carrie was great as like the Gorshin kind of Riddler. He has like that crazy body force. Yeah. You know, and it works. His Riddler's like a universal kind of like,
I didn't get the pink hair.
Wacky Riddler. Yeah, the pink hair was weird. But you have an amazing actor in Tommy Lee Jones playing a guy who was a district attorney who talks for a living, not talk the entire movie.
Yeah.
A little weird. So Spider-Man 2 trailer, really friggin' loved it. I like the casting. I don't mind that.
4 villains.
Who Electro,
Rhino, which they show, which is just a gigantic robotic suit.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Need that toy.
Goblin. 2 goblins.
And but you're getting
what? No, Norman and then Harry.
Yeah.
And they showed what Green Goblin looks like in this movie. And again, they won't put him in the suit. They gave him like green skin and green hair and
it's because like I kind of caught like a little bit of, I didn't go too deep in it, but it just, the design almost looks like the same thing from the first Spider-Man movie.
It does. It looks a lot like it. It possibly might not be finished figuring out what the hell he's gonna look like.
I like the dude playing Norman.
Yeah. Well, who's it? It's what's his name? Love that freaking guy.
I'm blanking on it too.
Anyway, but they also show like Dr. Octopus's arms and Vulture's wings. And like, you know, they've said that the next one's probably going to be the Sinister Six movie.
Which is awesome. You know what? Like, I really enjoyed that part because it ties everything together instead of, you know, like the comics were written in the 60s. So you didn't really have to have like such an explanation for like all this stuff. And I like how it's more going towards the ultimate universe where, you know, it's Oscorp. It's, you know, this is pretty much the reason why all this bad shit happens. And you're the one good thing that came out of this.
That's what I think is a very good point of it that makes it so interesting, is that it's got all the trappings and sensibilities of old school 1960s Spider-Man with the way he acts and dating and everything. They took that weirdo like Parker family, tied in with the Oscorp stuff. Yeah. That was like an interesting little bend they did in Ultimate. I think there's, for what I think what they're gonna do with the Goblin, I think they're kind of gonna do with Norman showing up as like the Goblin from Ultimate Comics.
Okay.
With like the big Hulk like
just
thing.
Like jacked up.
And then they'll have Harry as like the Hobgoblin or like whatever Green Goblin that he's gonna be.
Yeah. Okay.
And that, like, but also you don't have to wait that long for the Sinister Six. I mean, they were common villains that they fought all the time.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah.
They were like, that's the thing, like, you know, like you can't really dump on it because they were like in the original comics and even now, like they were thugs. They were just thugs who had like these wacky costumes, you know, man. But I want to see where they go with the Vulture. I want to see who, because you know it's coming. I want to see where they go with Doc Ock, like who's gonna play the new Doc Ock, or even like if they do like a new Sandman, you know, because there's so many different
iterations of Sinisters you can do.
Right. Plus, like I also feel like because they want to keep these movies, it seems like they want to keep these movies youth centric. That it's gonna be you're not gonna get like an old Adrian Toomes. You might get an older guy, but not an old man.
Yeah, they're gonna get some guys like 40. He's like, yeah, this guy's old, dude.
Yeah, you're not gonna get like Tony's uncle. Uncle June in Sopranos, who would have been the perfect Vulture, by the way.
He would be an awesome Vulture,
right? You're not getting Uncle June as the Vulture. You're getting like Benicio del Toro.
Well, who do you think is in the show?
Johnny Depp is the Vulture.
Who do you think is gonna? What do you think the after credits thing is gonna be for this one?
I don't know. I think
It's like because if you're establishing Rhino, the Goblins, and did I say Electro already?
Yeah.
Electro, Rhino, and the Goblins.
And you had the Lizard in the first one.
And you had Lizard in the first one, so obviously Lizard's gonna be joining the Sinister Six.
Right.
You've got the teasing of the so let's talk about those guys. You have 4 guys. You have 2 more guys that can sensibly put in Vulture, Octopus, right?
Right.
So I guess it would show Octopus at the end of this season of this thing.
Right. Or maybe like the arms coming out of the thing or something. Or they'll because I feel like they'll introduce. I think you're gonna get like an Otto Octavius in this movie.
Yeah, like running around and like something's gonna happen to Oscorp. It gets blown up and he uses the arms to escape and he becomes Dr. Octopus.
Or they get fused.
Boom, wrote it.
Boom, they get fused to him.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get like a Dr. Toombs, like a Dr. Adrian Toombs.
And he escapes with the wings.
Right, and he escapes with the wings. Or like you may even get like.
So you'll probably get the Sinister Six by the end of the movie. That'll be the teaser into the next thing.
You're definitely gonna get a teaser. What I like about like what it seems like with this Spidey movie and the first one is that they, even though it's a different company, they're going a little bit more the Avengers route. Where remember in Iron Man 1, he was working on Captain America's shield.
Yeah,
you know they're kind of doing that smart.
All
like,
the Easter eggs everywhere.
Right, like this, like you guys know this stuff is coming at some point, so why not just give you a little bit, and like you can name drop like a mother in any of the Spider-Man movies.
And no JJJ yet either.
Right, so I think he's gonna be in it. I think he gets the job as a photographer in this movie.
In this one, yeah.
I like him wearing the firefighter cap and
I said you
awesome.
The costume looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
the costume is so friggin' spot on.
I don't like I feel like they should have just called this movie The Spectacular Spider-Man.
I know. I'm never gonna get rid. I think it should have been. It should have been amazing, spectacular, and Webb. And
then Peter Parker.
No, amazing, spectacular. Because they don't. Webb, the director Webb. He wants to do a trilogy because they haven't signed Garfield on for a 4th one.
See, I would have done.
They're gonna bring back Tobey Maguire.
Oh my god, I would have done like if there was a Peter Parker Spider-Man movie, I would have made it real somber.
Yeah,
just like
at that point, you do the black costume if you want and all that stuff.
Because that's got to happen too.
I wouldn't do it.
No,
because you know what it is. Because I feel like the problem with the black costume is if you do the black costume, you have to do some iteration of Venom where the maniacs are gonna go crazy.
Right.
But like the Venom storyline, it always ends the same way. You either throw him in a clock tower or you throw him in like a big boom box or something, and it's over.
Put him in a boom box.
Because you have to shoehorn that crap in there. So if you're worrying about Sinister Six, just worry about the Sinister Six. Worry about creating that rogues gallery for him because it's awesome.
So give me your picks. You have Rhino. Again, we'll go back to it. Rhino, Lizard.
Well, Goblin was never really part of the Sinister Six.
Right.
So it was always like the core is Octopus, Rhino, Lizard, Electro,
Sandman.
Mysterio, Sandman, or Kraven.
I want Mysterio.
I know. Chameleons, Kraven.
I think we're going to get some Mysterio stuff in this because that you can easily go the science route with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I also think you're going to get a Kraven cameo in this. Only because they're making... because Kraven is of Eastern European descent, and then they're going the route of Paul Giamatti's Rhino being like a disgruntled like Eastern European gangster.
Yeah,
so you can kind of have that crossover of like, and plus he's a Rhino.
He might be one of the bros from Hawkeye also.
That'd be awesome
because he's wearing like the head to toe Adidas jumpsuit.
Yeah, he's got like the prison tats on his forehead and all that stuff. I like it. Like Paul Giamatti's a great pick. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you're with your next movie, you're gonna get that like older guy who can act.
All right, so who would you have as a Vulture?
Off the top of my head, who would I have as a Vulture? Kind of like dignified. Maybe
you have the sky's the limit with this.
Oh man, that's rough.
Is Octopus easier?
Octopus maybe a little bit easier, but like because you have to flip. I guess you have to flip it on your own brain because I would have never picked Jamie Foxx as Electro. I would have never picked Paul Giamatti as a Rhino. So you kind of have to think in that weird Hollywood box.
Rhino would be Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Perfect.
I would have.
If you're going Steve Ditko Rhino, absolutely.
I would do Vulture, Guy Pearce, and old people makeup.
I was thinking that too, man.
Why?
Like, it's good.
Why?
I was thinking Guy Pearce also because like he has a sharp face.
Yeah, like he has like angular features. Christian Bale is not going to do it.
Jude Law as Doc Ock.
Would you do classic pudgy, like nerdy octopus.
That's what I want.
Like socially inept, like
Right.
weirdo bowl cut.
That's what I want.
Who would I have? Jonah Hill as Dr. Octopus.
Galifianakis.
Galifianakis as Dr. Octopus. Seth Rogen
No.
as
I got all these arms. These arms are coming.
Steve-O as
Oh my God. Steve was anybody. Steve was Sandman.
I've been watching. The girlfriend never watched Wild Boys before,
Okay.
so I download all of them. It's like that show is perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Anyway, back to the.
Does she love Pontius?
No, she doesn't like either of them.
I
I think it's growing over time. Like from the first episode, I'm like, yo, you dig any of these guys? She's like, no, but I can see where people like it. I think slowly the Pontius thing starts coming in.
Chicks love Pontius. I
He's
heard
naked all the time. He's in great shape.
little weird tidbit about Pontius. I had no idea about this. I listened to Knoxville on Mark Maron's podcast. Awesome interview.
Yeah.
And he talks about how Pontius is like, he's a genius, and his dad's like a brain surgeon, his sister's like some like professor somewhere, and he's like, he has the intellect and he's super smart. He'll talk to you about anything and he'll learn anything, and he's super quick with everything.
Well, look how he picks up all the wrangling.
But he's nuts.
Dude, he's fearless.
Yeah.
And I've never really realized it before, but when he gets like hurt or anything, he does this like, ah!
Suck it up. That's how he sucks it up.
Good stuff. Man.
Chris Pontius as
Dr. Octopus
as Sandman.
As Sandman.
I would actually.
So who's your ideal? What's your ideal Sinister Six team in terms of a layout? This is the next movie. Who's on that team?
in terms of who would I like
Which
to
characters?
see, or
Which
like
characters
what
would-
makes sense for me?
Who'd you like to see? Personally?
I would like going with the movies and who I'd like to see. Like, I'm fine with it being
Electro.
Electro, Mysterio. I want Mysterio.
Me too.
I don't mind Lizard being on the team. I
for
need the
sure.
Vulture. I want Sandman. Sandman's big for me. Sandman
know.
always screams like Sinister
But
Six.
I think the reason they won't do Sandman is because of
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's my favorite of the bunch. Like,
Mhm.
he's such a great visual, and like when I envision that weirdo team, like,
Yeah.
he's always that dude with the octopus, and like I always picture Mysterio.
Yeah.
Chameleon, like that weirdo spot. It's like the Tully Blanchard spot.
Right. Yeah.
He's like interchangeable. Like it's either Craven, Chameleon, or Mysterio.
I wouldn't mind seeing Chameleon not as a focal point. You know who I'd cast? I'm sorry. Like, we're kind of getting like going back
it's
and
cool.
forth here. J. Jonah Jameson, go. I got a good one for it.
I don't know. You know what? I would never recast him. I would keep J.K. Simmons for the rest of my life.
He was perfect, but I think they're gonna probably recast. You never know. Like, they might just say
Lawrence
like
Fishburne.
just be in the movie.
Lawrence Fishburne.
No way.
He
was
Michael Chiklis.
No. He'd be a good Sandman.
Ron Perlman. JJJ.
No,
Do
Ron,
it.
I was trying to peg Ron Perlman as a Spidey villain. I want to see. I'd make him Craven.
I would make him Craven too. I would make him as the old withered hunter, and I do at the same time. I do the children. I do like that he's raising
Yes.
the hunter family.
That's good. Would you put Ezekiel in any of the Spider-Man movies? No. J. Jonah Jameson, you ready?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he would be great. I don't think he'd take the role. I mean, he's getting nominated for awards again. I think he'd be fantastic. I think he would be great. You're doing that because of the Walt Disney crap.
Yeah, I was like, he's awesome.
He's
with
like
a
mustache. He looks older.
Mhm.
I could see him as that. J.K. Simmons killed it, man.
Yeah,
that dude
he
was
did.
like, he was so over the top, and because that's like JJ is not a character you can play middle of the road.
Right.
I don't want to see him as a Perry White in like the first Superman movie.
Right.
I don't want this guy being abrasive, ridiculous, smoking a cigar, running for mayor, the whole nine.
Oh, he nailed it. Nailed it big time.
Superior Spider-Man's in Lego Marvel superheroes also.
Is he really?
Everybody's in it.
That's awesome.
I
Deathlock.
got Thanos.
Cast the Deathlock movie.
Cast a Deathlock movie.
He's gonna show up in.
Jean-Claude Van
Spider-Man.
Damme as Deathlock.
Perfect. Say no more.
And that's it. That's all you need.
That's it.
One man play Deathlock. Jean-Claude Van Damme playing him in Cold Blood and an army of Death's Heads.
I would love it. I want to see it. Have you been keeping up with the Shield at all or no?
The wrestlers?
No. Yeah.
I have to. Nah, man. Like I heard.
Yeah.
I still read up on it and read like what's going on, and it's pretty much a thing. It's starting to improve. Supposedly this week's show or next week's show, it's supposed to be like a big moment where it's going to get close to Marvel.
Sunfire.
They have like a fire guy on the team. They didn't even bother using any of the fire guys.
Who was Scorch, right?
Scorch.
So ridiculous. I can't do it. Have you watched the new Dracula show yet?
No.
I'm going to you
never.
for this one because
I'm going to watch the Frankenstein thing though.
yeah.
You heard about this?
No.
Aaron Eckhart playing like monster fighting Frankenstein.
Okay.
It's basically Van Helsing with Aaron Eckhart being Frankenstein.
From what I heard about the Dracula show, it's an interesting premise where Van Helsing is getting run out. Like, this is what I've heard. I'm trying to remember it correctly.
I'll take it. I'll take whatever you give it.
Van Helsing is getting run out of town, and he's the one who brings back Dracula to work with him. And it's a period piece. I thought it was set in the modern day.
You know why I won't go near Dracula? Because the people who are listening to them are their favorite show. Like their favorite show is like Once Upon a Time,
NCIS.
Stuff
It's on all the time.
NCIS is the biggest television show next to football.
Is it really?
Yeah, no one even comes close to the numbers at NCIS because it's background noise.
Yeah.
It's like I've been saying that the reason why S.H.I.E.L.D. is so sucky is because it's a show that's built in the same premise that they've been doing for procedural shows, where it's just like them talking around a computer and not doing a lot of stuff.
You don't have to do it.
Like analyze that, zoom in, blah 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 blah.
The slowest 5 minutes of my week is the 5 minutes before Raw when I turn the channel too fast, and it's NCIS, and I'm just like,
it's always like Mark Harmon's face. It's like,
yeah, he's always just like sadly looking at a computer. Oh,
or that little lady from that Robin Williams movie.
Yeah. I
Not Robin Williams, Will Gibson movie.
I can never get into those shows.
No, my father loves it.
Yeah,
I did.
different strokes.
You don't have FiOS, right?
No.
You have FiOS? They have this new thing. It's called Destination America. Destination America has 2 shows from what I gather, because all they do is show marathons.
Mm-hmm.
Either 3 Bigfoot shows, some type of Bigfoot show, like, or Hillbilly Blood. Hillbilly Blood.
That sounds like an awesome show.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like a family of moonshiners who are going around like mean mugging people. Like, how come you won't buy my moonshine? It's like, well, these guys brought down the moonshine from the Southern Mountain. Like, we're gonna go see him, and they show him. They go off camera. They come back home messed up.
It's all the Wyatt family.
But that's all they show is like those 2 shows.
You know, it's funny. Like TV now. Like we actually sat down after all the wedding planning when we got back from our little trip, just to watch, like flip through the channels and like sit down and watch like a little bit of TV. There's so much garbage on. I feel like such an old man saying it, but there's so much like unnecessary stuff. Like even now, like we got kind of sucked into like a little bit of a reality TV loop with we were just doing something and it was Shots of Sunset was on.
I would probably watch that.
Oh my god, it's the worst. There's a dude on the show who looks like Gay Saddam Hussein.
That's my favorite guy.
And
yeah,
really.
That's right. You watch all this crap, right?
I do. He's my favorite guy.
He's jumping in.
Do you watch like the Basketball Wives crap too and all that stuff?
No, I watch the Housewives.
And they have
New York, New Jersey.
They have like the Real People of Great Neck. Also,
is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
There's one.
There's a Great Neck one, which is like awful because like there's a bunch of people that
we know.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one with the 2 girls from Long Island? There's one. It's like Jewish princesses.
That's the one.
Oh, is that the one?
Wait,
they are awful people.
There's a show where I went to school with the girl like through most of my life, where she has a reality show on like Lifetime. It might be that where she's like an idiot and she was from another show.
Princesses of Long Island. That's the one.
That's the one.
What's the name of the woman on the show?
Awful number 1 and
Kathy?
There's Ashley. There's
awful number 1 and awful number 2.
Awful number 1, awful number 2. Let's see cast. Let's see cast info. Okay.
Regardless, there's one show.
Okay, there is Amanda, Ashley, Casey, Chanel, Erica, and Joey.
Charkeisha.
There's one is from like the South Shore, and they just call her South Shore trash the entire time.
God, it's so ridiculous.
I might get sucked into the new Real World.
Yeah.
I was saying the other day, I was like, oh, Real World was like the original shit. Like there was nothing like it before, and now it's just like the same bullshit of like beautiful people in the same house together. So I heard it was supposed to get canceled. They were finally finishing it off. So they do the same thing with a bunch of beautiful people coming in, and then like they get comfortable for like a day. Then they move in every person that lives there, their exes.
Oh,
it's like they show like this season, and like people getting stabbed, and like fights breaking out, people bang.
That's rough. Yeah. That's rough. I can't do the reality.
We both do Total Divas.
I know, but that's like it's so scripted. I know like reality shows are scripted, but like it's so over the top.
I don't believe
scripted.
that they are a separate entity from WWE. I believe that they are writing stuff.
Oh, it's still a work. Yeah.
I feel like they're still because they're trying to work out. They're trying to figure out a Tyson Kidd Fandango thing.
Right. Yeah. It's easy to like put that on TV after the fact.
Talk about the WWE comic. You didn't tell him about it.
I sent you the link. Did you see
he
the
said
link?
it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm dying for it.
It's so ridiculous. I guess we'll talk about this before we wrap it up. WWE put out like an issue #1 written by Mick Foley and somebody else who's drawn by I forgot her name. She was on the New 52. I think she did Iron Man for a little bit also. And the whole premise of this, I didn't.
Freddie's girlfriend, Freddie's ex.
No.
The coochie scratcher.
No. I honestly expected this comic to be like the old WWF comics where it was just like whatever storyline is gonna be like played out.
I found mine a little while ago. I'll try to bring it on.
The old one?
The old WWF things where it was Texas Tornado gets into a fight with someone. It's all like locker room stuff. It was like where people hitting each other with cars.
I have
the
old WCW comics.
I never got those. The ones it was like the #1s were Mankind, Undertaker, I think Stone Cold.
Oh, I'm thinking even before that.
No, and
Ultimate
like
Warrior.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I have the Mankind one that was just like him in a boiler room the whole time talking to himself, which is great. Anyway, so it was like the whole plot of this is that it's a city called Titan City, right? And it starts out with like seriously, like
Titan Towers is there
it's
too.
really nuts. And this is like I'm gonna try not to be as long-winded as my text were to you before. John Cena, ex-cop, gets put into jail.
Oh, but wait, hold on a second. Mm-hmm. You can't say without the opening line. The first panel is John Cena behind bars, and he goes, "You can't see me because I'm behind bars.
Yep.
I'm a good cop in Titan City."
Put in jail because it's so crazy. He, like the way they worked everything in there.
Type of stuff.
Yeah, like he gets in jail because he had a $10 million briefcase. A briefcase of $10 million. The money in the bank. All right. So they don't know where the money is. He doesn't know where the money is. He gets released. Triple H, who's Hunter, is like a politician who works for the McMahons.
McMahon's run the city.
McMahon's run the city. Randy Orton is a DA. He's running for office against Alberto Del Rio. Ziggler's like a vice cop. Ryback, Axel, Brock Lesnar are all Heyman guys. Heyman is a mafia guy.
He's a kingpin.
He's like a kingpin.
Where's CM Punk?
CM Punk is a street radical. He's like an anarchist. He goes to recruit the Undertaker because he's holding a rally called like Bring Back the People to the City rally.
The Undertaker's holding the rally?
No, CM Punk.
What does the Undertaker do?
He's a tattoo
artist. He's a tattoo artist. Kane has not been revealed as to what he does because this is the line that got me in the book.
He's a garbage man.
He goes, it's one thing to wake a dead man and it's another to play with fire. Awesome.
Who else? Who else is on this?
Christian is a cop. Yeah. Captain Christian. Yeah. Who was dubbed Captain Charisma by the people because he was a good cop.
Where's Kofi Kingston?
Kofi's not in it yet.
He's a chef.
Who else is in it?
Who are like the big guys? Randy Orton, we talked about.
Daniel Bryan is part of like the CM Punk thing. The Wyatts are like rabble rousers.
What are they? Rabbis?
They're like rabble rousers.
Oh, rabble rousers.
And the Shield are crooked cops.
Of course.
Which is awesome.
Yes, of course.
So I mean, how adult does this comic get?
It's not. It's hokey.
It's a hokey book.
It's very hokey, but it's just like the thought. I feel like there's a lot of thought, there's a lot of heart in it, and it kind of comes through. Mark Henry was hired to take out John Cena, and the end of the book ends with Mark Henry throwing him out a window.
Throwing John Cena out of a window?
Since they love him so much, where's Sin Cara?
Sin Cara not in it, but Hunico and Camacho are in it because when Cena gets
are they drug dealers?
When Cena gets out of jail, the prison guards are Zeb Coulter and the Real Americans, and he's like, "All right, guys," he's like, "I guess I'll take my beating," and they throw him in like a prison locker room, and he has to fight Hunico and Camacho because they're like the Vatos.
They're shanking him.
That article from Comics Alliance really put because it really is incredible. Like, it's great. Like. Taking like an alternate reality and like putting these guys in like real positions of power.
The Miz is a TV host.
Yeah, of course he hosts
Miz TV.
Slime ball.
Yeah.
Booker T.
Booker T's not in it. AJ is like the like she gets around.
She's a whore.
Yeah, kind of like she's like the double crossing.
So wait, is there wrestling going on at all? There is wrestling going on.
There is. It's weird because like there's like panels of like Orton training in a ring and like
that's how voting
dudes.
works. They wrestle for it.
And Cena does like the AA to somebody.
In a ring,
like no, and just like on the street, you know, like
no. I'm looking at a picture of a ring.
Yeah, they
like
they're in a ring. They show like Orton training in a ring or something. Like that.
So they're politicians, but they wrestle.
Right.
So I think in Titan City you wrestle for your position of power,
or you wrestle for everything.
Everything.
I want to see what the Kane reveal is going to be.
I want to see what the Kane reveal is going to be. I'm definitely going to try and get a copy of this.
so
Oh
crazy.
yeah, he is fighting the Vatos. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, he gave him the attitude adjustment. That's hysterical.
It's really funny.
That's so insane. I really like. There's the sky's the limit with this type of story.
Absolutely. You can have anybody show up. You can have like the ghost of Macho Man
It's
show
a
up.
shame they make Cena into like the focal point for this whole thing.
Well,
Is Dolph Ziggler in it? He's in it too, right?
He's a Vice Squad guy.
He's a vice cop. He's got like the he's
Where
got
about
like
Biggie?
the
Where's
suit and
Biggie?
everything.
Biggie.
But he's not in it.
Mm.
Some of them are very crudely drawn, so you can't really tell who they are. Like,
they are.
like I didn't agree with her Brock Lesnar interpretation.
Oh yeah.
not not
Oh, the
this
Big
enough.
Show. What does the Big Show do?
Oh, he helps CM Punk. He's like, now
He
I'm on
looks
your
like he's a
side.
sanitation worker.
Yeah,
all the good guys work for the city. They're all like
Pretty
city
much.
workers.
But here's the thing: why is he wearing elbow pads? Like the Big Show's wearing
He's-
like elbow
he's ready.
pads, like
He's
wrestling elbow pads.
I don't think they're this. I think they're like whatever they're doing for a full time job. They're still wrestlers,
right.
but like double dragon wrestlers.
I love that
Exactly,
Paul
yeah.
Heyman.
Think
Paul
that's the
Heyman
thing.
is like Paul Heyman, like Paul E.
Right.
Paul E. Dangerously from WCW. I like
He's got
that
the big
Yeah.
with the
phone.
green jacket.
There's a lot of interesting scripting in it too, because it incorporates a lot of catchphrases, a lot of like nods to like wrestling stuff that like fans would know. But the fact that like Cena is a good ex-cop that got put behind bars,
Can't see me.
throw it out a
Down
window,
behind bars.
throw it out a window by Mark Henry. So good.
Gotta get out of here. What? I hope Mick Foley writes himself in. There's like a homeless guy or something.
Oh, that'd be
So
awesome.
has been destroyed by the company.
They
Just
put
in
out a
rock.
bunch of WWF comic books in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those are the ones I was talking about.
They were off like Slam Force.
There was
Flame Force.
there was stuff in the 80s I had. They were a little bit bigger than everything else. They were like digests almost, and it had like I always remember it was a Texas Tornado, and I think like Rick Martel, and like they fought in a bathroom. Or something like that.
Did you know that he only had 1 foot at the time or no?
Who?
Texas Tornado.
Yeah, 1 foot.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that what- 'cause
he
he-
lost his foot.
Is
in
that
the,
why
in
he's a
the car
tornado? Because
accident.
he can only go in that direction.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get the center of
That's
gravity.
good. That's a good.
That's
a
why he
good question.
hopped. It was a fake foot.
Oh, boy.
Did you know about this?
I had no
Carrie-
idea.
Carrie-
I know that the histories of the Von Erichs, but I never knew that.
Kerry Von Erich got into a horrible motorcycle accident and then had to like have
I
his
got
foot
as a
amputated.
teenager.
Wow.
And when he came over as a Texas Tornado, he had like the fake foot,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it sent him into a depression that led to him killing himself.
Wow.
And on that note, we're back. We'll see you next week. This has been Behind the Counter. I'm your host, Rich Stambolian.
I'm everything.
Somebody give him back his son. Good night.